All right, welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We're live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. Just go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code Tinfoil, and you too can get on the precious metals game for as little as $50 a month, man. Invest your money in precious metals. It will stabilize your cash because they keep printing money and it becomes worth less and less and less. Very excited to have this next guest on. He's one of my favorite guests that we have. He always goes super deep. We always learn so much from him. One of the best researchers out there. Please welcome back for, I think, the fifth or sixth times. We're very excited to have him. Ole Dammegard, how are you?
I'm super duper. Thank you.
Ole, we love having you on. For those who may not remember your last couple appearances, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where our listeners can find you?
My website is lightonconspiracies.com, plural, lightonconspiracies.com. And I've been around for some 45 odd years, digging as deep as I can. And you say 6 shows here. I think I've been interviewed about 1,350, something like that.
Yes.
So I've been doing my absolute utmost to expose things because I was born as a confused individual. I'm still confused, but on a higher level. But there's so much going on in the world that doesn't make any sense. So I'm trying to, with a laser light, sort of really find out, pull the veils of deception and get to the bottom, because I think it's so important that if there is a problem, we need to understand what the problem is to come up with the right solution. And here instead, all the time, I would suggest that problems are created from people within, and then to get the reaction from us, which is like, oh my God, something needs to be done. And then they offer us the solution, which is every single time the same. It's we're being robbed from our freedoms, money, liberty, all of it. And on stage is more and more Robocops, more and more control system, more and more digitalized prison. And for me, that is like a no-go. So yeah, I thought I was gonna take it relax many years ago, but it's just accelerating, and here we are, an absolute upside down world and a bit of madness.
So obviously they're cranking it up. They're like they put it in full forward drive. But do you have any hope that people are starting to wake up? Do you think there's maybe not everybody, but more people than ever?
I have no idea. I live in my own little bubble. I do my utmost. I know that the only one I can change is myself. So I don't even look at what's going on out there when it comes to that, because we don't know. You know, when I get contacted by many people and they say like, I'm sitting in a subway, in the subway, everybody are robots, everybody are just sitting there with their cell phones, and I'm the only one who gets it. But the thing is, you have no idea what they're listening to. Maybe they're listening to exactly this, and they're looking at you as one of the robots. And so we don't know. I just know that the people that are saying the same, that I'm the only one, I'm so alone, nobody gets me, are in the thousands that are contacting me. So the only thing I know is that so many times we've been told this is the end of time, the year 2000, everything will come to a stop, 2012, this is the end. Meteorites coming in, this will blow the world up. Then we had COVID, then this happened. It's like we're still here. We're still standing. Yes, now it looks absolutely terrifying. And so what? It's just another day at the office, I would say. And so, yeah, super optimistic. Is it difficult? Yes. Will we be bored otherwise? Yes. So stop whining, start shining. I even had T-shirts. I even had T-shirts printed. Stop whining, start shining. Is as long as you're a victim, you are serving them. You are serving them. You're giving away your power for free. You're whining. Nobody wants to hear you, listen to you. You get really lonely on top of it all. So I would say, okay, deal with it. See, this is the cards I've been dealt. You know, I didn't know that I signed up for this crap or boot camp. or whatever, but apparently I did. So this is it. Where am I? What have I got? What can I use? What talents have I got? And all of us can shape up, get our thumbs out, get off the couch, and do whatever we're here to do, which is to shine and become the absolute best version of ourselves. And that is not a coward version of yourself. That I know. So whatever it is, I would say follow your goosebumps. Whatever gives you goosebumps, that's the roadmap. Use your feelings as a GPS. When you're too frustrated, angry, anxious, depressed, all of that, it's a sign you're off track. You're off track.
I agree.
Your mind has gone off track. So you need use these feelings to say, whoop, instead of dragging myself down, let me see, where did I lose myself? It was back there. Okay, I remember that was when I felt like inspired and, passionate. In spiritus, inspired comes from in spiritus. It's when body and mind aligns, spirit enters. It's like you have to like this, boom, and then you get the downloads. And off you go. And I tell you, the fastest path in life, I think, people think from A to B is like whoop, but it's like this. This is the fastest one. So it's supposed to be like that. And it's supposed to be like a adventure trip with loads of obstacles and dragons to slay and princesses to save, or princes, whatever you prefer. So that's it.
I'm with you, Ole. You're saying a lot of things I've been really not only preaching but applying to my life. You bring up a really great point. I've been talking about this on a couple of my shows about. I don't think you can change the system. I think you have to learn to beat the system by showing other people how to beat the system. They beat the system. The system adapts to us. And what you said right there. A great example of that is Hollywood, right? Hollywood tried to force change by shoving DEI stuff down our throats, and everyone rejected it. And then the internet just went and showed everybody how to beat Hollywood. And now Hollywood has to kind of adhere to what we want to do. And, people like Ole have been doing it for a very long time. We've been doing it a shorter time. I think in a couple days on the 13th or the 16th, I think it's the 13th, we will have 9 years. The show will be 9 years going strong, dude, which is kind of crazy. So you have to, that's how you beat the system. And one thing go on.
Don't even beat the system. Just do not interact. You cannot beat the system. It is rigged to mess you up. It is rigged to wear you out. It is rigged to control you. You have to sort of somehow mentally detach from it. As long as you're fighting it, you're in it. It's like a tug of war. If you've ever met a psycho or a sociopath or a controlling individual with strong manipulation skills, they throw out ropes for you. If you pick it up, you're lost. You cannot win against these people. So don't even pick it up. Don't fight. It's like you can't fight for peace. You have to be peace, but that doesn't mean to become a wimp. Like people like Gandhi, was he a wimp? Martin Luther King, was that a wimp? Jesus, I'm not religious, but I mean, that dude, holy moly, that was like I think the way I see him is he was like a super hacker because he understood the system we're in. And he came to the understanding of like, okay, let me check this out. So you got love, you got hate, you got fear. So what works in life, and what he came to the understanding on a very early age was that in this spectrum that we're living in, this illusion, whatever it is, I don't know, but in this virtual reality or real life, anyway, there are frequencies. Everything apparently is frequencies. Yes. You got the table. That's a frequency that is more dense than the air. And the highest frequency, they say, that is even higher than the frequency of thought is pure love. And the lowest is absolute freaking terror, scare, horror, horror, horror. That is the lowest of the low. So if in laboratories, where they made a lot of tests where they take a high frequency and a low frequency. And what happens is when they let them meet, it's not that they start fighting in the middle and they come out sort of like in a 50-50 position. What happens is absolutely magical. And take this to mind and heart, because what happens is when the higher frequency come in contact with the lower one just gets annulled. Boom. It just stops existing. It's just like you get into a dark room, you switch on the light. It's not, the shadows are not fighting. The darkness is not fighting the light to stay. It just disappears. But darkness cannot overcome light. Light can. Frequencies. So this bearded dude called Jesus, he thought, I think, is like, okay, if that's true, if a higher frequency completely annuls a lower one, why not go in high, and then we don't have to deal with all of this crap, the fear and the terror and the anxiety, all of these lower feelings and frequencies. And while we're at it, why not choose the highest one, and that will solve everything, whatever problem it is. So he chose love, and he said, listen, guys, do this one. You will create a beautiful, beautiful life for yourself and others. And we said, oh, thank you, and nailed him to a cross.
Yeah.
So that's, what can I say? That one I don't get. Instead of saying, that's really amazing, we should really follow that, which we do. But then people have turned it into another control system called religion. And I'm like, come on. If he came back, he would just say, oh my God, God save us from religion. And I'm not saying this disrespectful. I'm saying it from a point of view, how is religion being used most of the time? If it's used for people to do good, be good, and spread love and life, go for it. But I see a lot of different things.
I couldn't agree more. 100% higher vibrational, higher frequency behavior brings in higher frequency opportunity and love and energy and people and all that stuff. And we're just saturated in instant gratification and a lot of that stuff. If it's too easy, it's probably not good for you. And just people want to get out of their head, man. They just want to get out of their head. And really, they just don't want to feel. So much of our current culture is about numbing you out. Whether it's a drug epidemic, pornography, crappy television, pharmaceutical drugs, narcotics, whatever it is. It's really about not feeling. In particular, a lot of these psych meds, like you said, man, the universe is trying to tell you, when you get high anxiety, depression, all that stuff, it's trying to tell you you're not in the right path. But instead of like looking at that and actually taking time to look at the nuance of how you're feeling, people would rather numb out and then just keep going down the same exact path, and it's not right how we operate. And that's something we talk about a lot on this channel. Now, I know you want to come on and talk about stuff, but
no, but can I just say, it's like the way we're living now is like you have a thumb, you have a hammer, you keep bashing your thumb, and you say, oh my God, I need more painkillers. No, maybe you should move your thumb, or just don't hit yourself, don't punish yourself. And Sam, the track or the path that you've chosen in life, that is key for so many good things, because humor is the thing also that gets us out of this dark mindset and lift us. Look at George Carlin. My God, this magnificent deliverer of very hard truth, but in a way that just got to people. And you're doing similar. It's amazing. That is one of the ways to use humor.
I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Have you ever seen George Carlin's bit on Muhammad Ali not being allowed to fight? It's a funny bit. It's basically they're not allowing him to fight people because he won't go somewhere to kill people. And it's like, it's just, and it's such a well-written bit. Like, that guy was an assassin.
He was so good at identifying logical inconsistencies in the way the machine runs things. Genius.
There's an old HBO show, I say it all the time, that had a commercial on HBO for a show that didn't go anywhere, but the commercial was just brilliant because it had a line that kind of changed my life, which was, get them laughing, slip them the truth. And I thought that was like the greatest line ever. I mean, whoever wrote that probably didn't realize how powerful that was, and maybe they didn't come up with it, but that was the first time I heard it. And man, that's the most true stuff. And today, because of the doom scroll and all that stuff, people don't want to hear comics talk about the truth because they're just saturated in just low vibration. They just want to break from it. So it's getting harder and harder to get people to see that, man. But I'm with you on that. Comics. I said this the other day. I go, in a world of clowns, nobody wants to hear the warnings of the jester. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is so true.
What is the difference between the clown and the jester?
The clown is just a clown is just somebody who's like empty calorie, fucking vapid, just goofy comedy. And the jester was the one who's the only person ever allowed to tell the king the truth. And if he didn't make him laugh, he died. So there was a high wire act going on right there, right? So like he was always trying to slip the truth in what he was doing, while the clown was just trying to make you forget about your problems. And that to me is the difference between the two.
Like an edgy comic.
What?
Like a comic that's
well,
edgy.
It's like, it's, I mean, you don't have to be necessarily edgy. I know some people that weren't edgy, like Ralphie May, but he was always trying to give you a little bit. Right. If I would label him a clown, not that's bad. Like, we can get into that. It's a different story. So, we kind of look at the world and, I ask these people, like, if you had to get into it, like, if I go, Ole, who do you think is running this like satanic, false reality that has been projected onto God's reality? Like, who's the head of the pyramid?
I think that I am speculating here because I have absolutely no clue. I'm trying to figure it out myself, but I think that the longer I'm here on Earth, flat or round, it feels to me like this is that we're in some kind of virtual reality thing, and to get this whole thing running, you need energy, plus and minus, and that also means duality: good, bad, up, down, left, right, love, hate. All of it is there to get this tension from these two different polarities. And in this space, just like with electricity, if you only have plus, nothing happens. The minus, nothing happens. You bring them together and suddenly you get, whoa, we have this space where we can create all type of things. My God, I can become a serial killer if I want to. I can become a saint if I choose to. This is amazing. What can I do with this? And so it's like a spiritual gym. And you said it gets harder and harder. I have heard that all my life. People say, yeah, it's just getting harder and harder. And also, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Says who? Who are all of these people with a crystal ball? It's always, no, maybe today is the last day of this. From now on, everything is just love. I was told that by I don't even know the name of the animal in Africa. I stood face to face with this wildebeest. His name was Zebulon. I named him. And he told me, like, brum, brum, forward only love. Forward only love. So the thing is, if you go to a gym and you lift and then you make some progress, what do? Do you think, oh, this is really good, it's getting easier and easier, but you get a little bit bored, you don't see any result. So you add weights, you add resistance to the whole thing to like this, and then you use your muscle for absolutely no reason in gyms instead of doing something that could help humanity. But otherwise than that, boom, you start building up because you add resistance. The same here. You say it's getting harder. Yeah, you would get bored otherwise. So you put on, or life puts on, more weight. And so the stronger you get, the bigger the obstacles. That I can guarantee you, until I hope one day we will just have this point, the tipping point, where just like if you go on a bicycle up a mountain, one day, sooner or later, it starts going down it, and then suddenly it goes whoa, like this, very fast. And I went on a bicycle through the whole of Europe many years ago, and so I know mountains, the Alps, and I know that it looks absolutely impossible. And every time you think that this is the top, you come over and oh my God, there's another valley and another. But then at one point you actually get to that point, and then suddenly, woof, it's hello. We came to the golden age, or whatever you want to call it. But I really hope that that is just around the bend.
Me too. I hope so too. Guys, listen, the crypto market is a great place to make some cash here and there. And if you want to find out the next coin to get into, there's one man and one man only, James McMahon and Copy My Crypto. Let me tell you about Copy My Crypto. Has it pissed you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you still done nothing about it? Yeah, it makes sense. Crypto is complicated and real boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him, okay? It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest, as you just simply copy along. So let me tell you about James. James runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 93,000 subscribers right now. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 in each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000. That's a lot of money. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one he singled out, called Phantom, went up 692 times. That one call alone retired a number of people, including guys and gals in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify for yourself. If you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing right now and head over to copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's copymycrypto.com/TFH. Okay, you'll not only find proof of everything that I've said, but our viewers get full access for just $1. Okay, yes. You missed out on Bitcoin, maybe a little bit by chunks, but you know, there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you miss out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any more time. Go to the site and read it. Okay, once again, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. It's ended money worries for so many, it just may do the same for you. And we thank James for sponsoring the show. Hey guys, real quick, if you want to look good, feel good, dress nice, especially for the cold weather, there's one place go, one place only, and that's our good friends at quince.com. Cold mornings, holiday plans, this is when I need my wardrobe to just work. Stuff that looks sharp, feels good, and I'll actually reach for it. That's why I go with Quince. Plus, it makes gifting easy when everything's worth keeping for yourself.
Quince has what I need, like Mongolian cashmere sweaters. At Quince, you can pick up one for $50 when you'd normally drop $200 or more on the same thing, plus wool coats that actually hold up to daily wear and still look good. Their denim fits right and feels good also. Same with their pants and chinos. The outerwear is solid too. You're talking down jackets, wool, and leather coats that keep you warm when it's actually cold. And cashmere beanies, scarves, and gloves that won't wreck your wallet. By partnering directly with trusted factories that maintain high standards for craftsmanship and ethical practices, Quince cuts out the middleman. We hate middlemen and markups. That means premium quality at half the cost of other high-end brands, so you can give and get luxury pieces without luxury price tags.
Look at that, dude. They got like a mask on your face that makes you look better. Look at that, dude.
Dude, I want to look like her.
That's amazing. Let me tell you something, guys. Get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handed with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/tinfoil hat for free shipping on your order and 365-day return. Now available in Canada, too. You're welcome, Canada. You're welcome. That's QUINCE.com/tinfoil hat. Free shipping and 365-day return. Quince.com/tinfoil hat. We thank them for sponsoring the show. You brought up something very interesting earlier about how these like what we call high impact events happen, and they're usually orchestrated by the people trying to explain to us what happened. It's like it's an inside job all the time. And then they just get more power, which doesn't make any sense. It's like 9/11. Let's say we want to believe that story, which most people don't. Well, actually, most people do, but people listening to the show don't. And you're going to believe that these people who couldn't even fly a two-pilot plane, a tiny plane, landed, it pulled off the greatest aviation feat of all time in the most fortified air on planet Earth. They somehow pulled us off, right? And so the government's answer to that is more infringement on our privacy, which really makes no sense. It's kind of like when gas goes up, they're like, "Oh, oil refinery blew up. We got to raise the price of gas." You're like, "That's not on us. That's on you. You guys should be taking the hit, not us." It never makes any sense, but we just go along with it. And it's crazy to me. And this is the point of the question here. It's like, does it amaze you that what information you have, to me, is so, it's complex when you don't understand it at first, but it's a really simple thing. It's like, there's not a group of brown people out there that want you dead. There's not a political group that wants you dead. It's like this group of small elites who are manipulating all of us. And if we stop having emotional reactions in the way they want us to, we could win. To me, it's just so much simpler when you take a look at that. It's like, it's like they're like, you keep hearing Zionists say, "Oh, there's going to be another 9/11. I'm like, why are you guys the only ones saying that? Like, why are you guys saying that? And they kind of paint themselves into a corner where, like, if something did go off, most people would think it was Israel. So, like, does it astound you that people don't want to hear what you have to say sometimes?
It feels like I've been standing for like some 40 odd years. Hello, hello, hello. Something is happening here. Maybe we should get out of the way. So yes, it does. And I mean, I don't want to complain, but it's been a rough ride for in many ways. At the same time, I met amazing people like yourselves and stuff like that. So I'm absolutely not complaining. It's been a ride. But I didn't answer your question before. You asked me who is in charge of the dark. And I think it's this dude who eats with a fork and who's in the sun. I don't know if he's real or not. I know that the mindset is real. The Native Indians talk about the Wetiko, the mind virus that is like they're trying to, if you're not whole, if you're not completely whole, if there's a crack in you somewhere, it will get in. And once it's on the inside, it starts taking over your mind and your thoughts. So the real battle is not to let it in. That's the only thing you have to do is brainwash yourself. I love that word, wash your brain, because they've hijacked that word, because brainwashing isn't to clear your mind. It is absolutely what they use it is to completely pack your mind with controlling horror stuff, So take the word back, brainwashing. That is what we should do on a daily basis, and just cleanse ourselves, because this control that we are up against, it's so simple. It's very, very few tactics created by the old Romans back in the days, where a small little group of absolute assholes and psychos thought that we're so much better than the rest of you. So because we are divine and you are not, you are some smelly individuals down there somewhere. So how can we, the few dressed in a few sheets and with a flower pot on our head, how can we control you and make you worship us while we torment, rape you, steal from you, do all of these atrocities? So the old Romans sat down. I don't know who came up with this idea. these ideas, but they're very, very few, but they're so efficient. It's problem, reaction, solution, diversion, and divide and conquer are three of the main ones, and also false flag operations. That's it. Boom. You start understanding these ones. You're home. It's Bob's your uncle. It's because then you can start seeing through this whole crap, because it's like very, very, very simple, and all of it based on fear. So if you don't want to play the game, we were talking about with these before, it's just let go of fear. That's it. Free yourself, free your mind, just like they sing, free your mind, the rest will follow. That's it. Free your mind from fear. If you're not fearful, you cannot be controlled. That means you're free. And the reason they want you to be fearful is because that's where you're in a low frequency where they can control you. They want you down in the mud, face down, with a boot on the top of your head. That's where they want us, like barely surviving, buried in debt and buried in guilt and anguish and all that type of thing. If you say, listen, I'm so not going to buy into this bullshit. I've seen through it. Why should I? And you just free yourself in the mind and you start living free. I mean, most of us don't walk around with chains and padlocks around us. You know, we can actually do things. We can move to the left. We can move to the... And if you start living like that, like if you are free, which you are in this virtual reality, if you start thinking about it like that, because then you're just the observer of your avatar, in my case, this one, playing out life. Then suddenly things will happen. You free yourself. How do you do that? One of the things is there's this incredible remote control that works with a lot of devices called TVs, smart, wrong spelling, it should be EVIL, but otherwise than that, you press this magic button, it's normally red, boom, it goes black, it goes dead. Because when you think of it, where does all this crap in your life comes from? Where does all this anxiety come from? Most of the time, it's through so-called information that comes via screens in front of you. Dipped in dopamine so that you will be constantly fed and you can't let it go, and you're just like, boom, boom, boom. We're back to the hammer. Like thumb, hit me. Oh my God, I hate pain. Do you really? Boom, boom, boom. Look at me. I even got a black thumb. Anyway, so the thing with fear is like when you think of it, what is it? Where is it? Is it underneath the table? Is it underneath the bed? Can I go down the road, buy some? No, you cannot. So where is it? It's in the mind. So is my fear in everybody's mind? No, it's only in my mind. Okay, so that means that it's in this square space here. Who can control it? Well, there's one individual where it's attached to. This one, okie dokie. So I'm in a limited space with thoughts or emotions, because apparently it is like an emotion. It is not even a thought. The thought will just feed it, and then it starts stirring. So the thing is, so what is fear? What are you afraid of? Is it something that happened when you were a child? No. Fear is that it will be repeated. So it's actually always connected to the future. And it has not yet happened. Even if you got a gun to your head, it still hasn't happened. It's a gun. Maybe it's not loaded. Maybe it will misfire. Maybe it's made of licorice. Who knows? Nothing has actually happened. Only in your mind. You're terrified. Why? Maybe there's nothing to be terrified. Maybe it's a joke. Maybe it's a prank. Maybe it's I'm not saying play with death, but in another way, I'm saying we will all die one day, so we might as well start, okay, I'm in this situation where I feel threatened, but fear is connected to the future. It has not yet happened. So when you think of it, pure speculation. So pure speculation, something that has not yet happened in a limited space that I can control. And then most of us live driven by fear come on, what
Yeah.
a waste of life.
Yep.
I don't get it. I mean, I've been more scared than most people, I think, over the years, but for what I thought real reasons. But I mean, when I think of it, and worry is another one. Has worry ever led to a solution? I don't think so. It's like when you free your mind, you rest, you lie down, you start dreaming, and you marinate your whatever the problem is, and boom, I would say that you got a problem. The solution is always very close. You think it's way out there. It's not. It's just that you can't see it. Maybe it's too close to your face, or you're too scared to do something about it. But it's there. The solution, the problem never comes up without a solution.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I talk to a lot of people in recovery, and I'm always like, the anticipation is always worse than the event. It's never as bad, but you put yourself through this ring mill of just emotional and an emotional roller coaster. And it just, at the end, it ends up either working out or not being that bad. So why put yourself through that?
Yeah, the things that you should be worrying about are the things that you'll never imagine. You know, they're the things that just kind of catch you.
It's so crazy. But you know, we've had guests on, and they've talked about how the human animal is the only animal that is in a constant state of fight and flight. There's no other animal like that. Where through our media, through now our social media, we're constantly being bombarded with destruction is around the corner. And, you know, take that 3-eye atlas thing. Like, you remember when the Israeli guy was like, hey, dude, you better go on your vacation right now. Take your vacation days because it's coming to an end. And everyone's like, oh, well, what's going on? And what happened? Where is it? I'm not saying I don't even believe in it anyways, but, you know, something could happen, but am I going to sit here and get all nervous about it? Am I going to get nervous about nuclear war? Those things I can't control. And it's like, that's what brings you down into the low vibration, the sad, the anxiety, the depression. That's what leads you to that. And that's where they want you because you're more easily manipulated.
But Sam, we've gone through already a few of these sort of called facts. Okay, we oil shortage. There was a guy that I really, 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 really admired, one of my few so-called heroes. His name was Fletcher Prouty. He was in the Pentagon. He was in Black Ops for many years. And he's the guy who's portrayed by Donald Sutherland as Mr. X in the JFK movie. He was super, super intelligent and so into many things, and became a whistleblower after the JFK assassination. He was the guy who they sent down to the South Pole because they didn't want him close when they took out JFK. Anyway, so this guy was also into all kinds of train industry, oil industry, all of these in the later parts of his career. And what he found out along the way was that oil is the second most natural fluid on Earth.
Yes.
It is unlimited. It is unlimited. It's being created all the time. Fossil fuel, that is called, was a term that was created by the Rockefellers. They managed, because they found this black liquid on one of their properties, and they thought nobody wanted it at the time. So they thought, how on earth can we make this valuable? And so they made it rare. They call it fossil fuel, but fossils means it's something that has been alive, that is now dead. And from that, we have created this whole thing.
So crazy listening to that, dude.
But then when you have fossil fuel, that it will only go to a certain depth under the surface, because this is the part where fossils will have died and this whole thing. But now we're drilling for oil like so much deeper. How is that possible? It is not. And also, there was an oil shortage in the 70s. Here we are still around. People were freaking out. It's the end of oil. It's the end of oil. It's not. It is not. It is the second most the biggest asset of fluid on Earth, and it's being regenerated all the time. We are in the grip. They've got us by the balls, thinking oil is the way. Oil is the way. When there's loads of free energy, water-driven cars, all of these type of things, it's already invented. But the oil industry, we're back to the same dudes there with this controlling, I don't know what they have in their mind. But anyway, so we're back to the same ones, where in this case, symbolized by the Rockefellers, who is one of the main core, I don't know what to say, but things that you got in your butt that you don't want there. So, yeah, that's the oil one. So then we have the fear of the end of time. That's been going on for, I don't know, ever. And I know Gandhi, he said that sometimes when he was sad, because I mean, that guy went through incredible things, no army, no title, no money, no nothing, and still managed to free India from the great British Empire without guns. I mean, when you look at what he did, how he lived his life, wow. In my world, that is wow. There was another one I want to point out also. What was that? Nuclear war. I'll tell you, okay, so you look at nuclear war. Where did that begin? Well, it was the Manhattan Project. Okie dokie. We're back to the same Swedish family. Wallenberg was deeply involved in that. And then they developed this atom bomb. Oh my God. If true, horrendous. You see the footage. You see the footage of when the bomb goes off, and you see, oh my God, there's these houses, and you see this blow. It's just just like that. But the buildings are still standing there. And the camera, I tell you that, no, sometimes the buildings go as well. Why is the camera not moving at all?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is that? It's just like on the moon. Who was filming when the moon, whatever, this tinfoil thing, lifted from the moon? Who was filming that when it lifted? That on its own? Who was left there? This poor whatever
still up
was
there.
Still there.
I know the story of that, by the way, and it's so unlikely. I mean, it's so improbable what they explain. It wasn't recorded the first time. It was recorded like several missions in. This is what they say. And they used remote camera, but the problem is, I think they probably realize is the delay is incredible.
Like 5 seconds.
Yeah. And so
there's no way you could keep the camera on it.
The first couple of times they say they blew it. Like they just were looking at the stars when the thing it wasn't even launched yet or whatever. And then finally they say they got the timing right on the.
Well, they go back. Hey, we didn't get it. Go back down.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but no, like the third moon mission, the fourth moon mission, something like that. That's what they claim. That's the.
But then they put it out as the first mission.
No. I'm talking. No, I don't think that footage exists for the first mission. Maybe I'm wrong, but. I'm talking about the one where the camera pans up, like you see it, like
but they say that's the first mission.
Yeah, it was, but that's only, it's just one little part of the whole moon thing. But anyway, so you got the nuclear that we should be so afraid of. So there were 2 cities that they dropped these bombs over. Yeah, boom, boom. You got Nagasaki, Hiroshima. The buildings there were, a lot of them were wooden buildings and with like paper walls and stuff like that, the Japanese style in those days. And the whole thing just flattened. All of it was disappeared. We were told that it will take 1,000 years for radiation to you cannot live anywhere near this.
It's so crazy.
1,000 years. And then today, if you go to Nagasaki and Hiroshima, there's a lot of people actually living there, and they're not even fluorescent green. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Harrisburg, no, never ever. Chernobyl, you can never return. Well, animals are doing great there.
Yeah, I know.
What's going on? So when you really start looking into Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they were firebombed with napalm. Yeah. You can also see in a carpet bombing, you can also see that of the photos in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, the bridges still there, the buildings built the concrete, you had there was some sort of church there also standing there, boom, still there. What's going on? We're being lied to. There was this guy in the 70s with, he was doing a lot of touring, talking about radioactivity. He had this Geiger meter. He said, okay, this is a radioactive, whatever that was. Beep, 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 and he just swallowed it. He was swimming around in nuclear power what do you call it? These reactors.
He
swimming
built
around
all of them. Yep, he built all the reactors, and he said he would swim in the water.
So do we think? So can you live?
Go on. Hold on.
No, I'm just saying. What Dick Cheney, the head of the CIA, he said before he died, in a very weird way, he said that the day that everything the people believe in are built on lies, we have succeeded. I tell you, we are at a point now where more or less whatever I look at from an official point of view, it's like, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That is, and I don't say that easily. I really dig, but I come to the same conclusion. And so, like, I'm just standing scratching my head, like, what on earth? So I live my life saying, okay, so it's upside down. Black is white, white is black. That's the world of the CIA. We're behind the mirror, meaning that anything they will offer me, saying it's good, stay away from it. Everything they try to ban, look into it, because that might be really interesting. And that's just the way it is. It's like the other way around. Flip it. If you think the world is mad, not at all. It's just upside down. It's inverted, and that's the satanic point of view. We're back to the guy with the horns and the four.
Everything's inverted, and it's just, especially the internet, like what's real on the internet. And what happens with the internet is to percolate to the top of the algorithm, you have to do the most extreme thing. It has to be a completely extreme thing that you don't see every day, which catches everybody's eye. But that's all we see because that's what's going viral. So that becomes what we believe is the norm, which isn't the norm. It's like Johnny and I discussed on Broken Sim about women getting mad at me because I've been calling out these crazy chicks. And they're like, we're not all like that. And I go, yeah, I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the chicks who percolate to the top of the internet and are just absolutely out of control.
See, but they make the standard high now.
Yes.
Where now other crazy. Now your crazy is not as crazy as this girl, but it's still fucking crazy.
Yeah.
As to what my dad had to deal with.
Yeah, 100%. It's just monkey see, monkey do. So they see it all over the internet. They see all the likes. All of it is programming, dude. Same thing with the internet. I mean, like, nobody went to jail for weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
It's crazy. The only person who's gone to jail for the torture program was the guy who ratted everybody out, reported on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the only, nobody's gone to jail for the torture program except the person who released the secret of the torture program. That's John Kiriakou, the CIA guy. He's the only one, which is just like,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. Nobody got in trouble for that.
No, it's inverted. It's not crazy at all.
You're totally
it's
right.
Inverted.
Yeah, totally.
Hey guys, real quick, I'll tell you about our good friends at Helix Sleep. Listen, it is getting colder outside, means you're indoors more, and that means you're on your bed more, and you need a better mattress. Whatever you got is lumpy and old, you need a hot new mattress, one that makes you feel good when you lay down. And there's no better place to go than our good friends at Helix Sleep, okay? Helix Sleep has a quiz for you. It really, you just go answer a couple questions, bang, they'll tell you exactly what mattress is perfect for you. I love the Midnight Lux. I sleep on my side. I mean, like, they got it down to a science, dude. There's no better place to go. It's award-winning. Let me tell you about Helix. It is the most award-winning mattress brand, okay, tested and reviewed by experts like Forbes and Wired, okay? Helix delivers your mattress right to your door and with free shipping in the U.S., okay? Rest easy with seamless returns and exchanges. The Happy with Helix guarantee offers a risk-free customer first experience designed to ensure you're completely satisfied with your new mattress, okay? They got a 120-night sleep trial and limited lifetime warranty, okay? I've had my Helix Sleep for literally years. They've been one of the longest running sponsors on our show, and I love it. I sleep like a baby. How about you guys?
Dude, I make the magic in there. All magic in that.
Oh,
Midnight
dude, I
Deluxe.
can't imagine the sounds and smells.
Mexican sounds.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. Johnny?
I love mine. I get a terrific rest compared to, and I've had mine for years too, and compared to our old horrible mattress we had before, it's like being in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, how has it changed my life? I sleep. I get sleep. I'm not on a lumpy old mattress, make me feel like I got a saggy diaper. Nope. I'm sleeping like a baby, a little baby. So here's what we need you to do, okay? Just go to helixsleep.com/tinfoil for, oh my God, are they really doing that? That's right. Their Cyber Monday sale extended 20% off site-wide. That's 20% off site-wide. This is all you got to do. Just, again, go to helixsleep.com/tinfoil for 20% off site-wide, okay? 20% off site-wide, okay? Make sure to enter our name into the post-purchase survey so they know we sent you. And one more time, go to helixsleep.com/tinfoil for 20% off site-wide. And we thank them for sponsoring the show. Hey guys, real quick, I tell you about our friends at superpower.com. Listen, the most important thing in the world is your health. Without it, you've got nothing. And every year, billions of dollars are spent on gifts that gather dust. But the greatest gift isn't something you wear or display. It's you're feeling your best, okay? Superpower helps your loved ones take control of their health so they can feel better, live longer, and have more time with you. Superpower is a new kind of health platform that helps you finally get answers about what's really happening inside your body and what to do about it.
One simple lab test measures 100 plus biomarkers. We're talking hormones, metabolism, vitamins, minerals, thyroid, heart health, and more. You or whoever you get this for will get a full health report and a personalized action plan built by clinicians, including nutrition, supplements, and lifestyle guidance. For just $199, every gift membership comes beautifully packaged in a free Superpower gift box. That's a $49 value, ready to wrap and give. It's a thoughtful, life-changing gift for your partner, parents, or even yourself.
And here's the crazy thing. Most of these companies, guess how much they charge? Guess how much they charge? Thousands of dollars. But with Superpower, guess what? It's only $199 per year. That's it. Simple, easy. So if you want to get your health or get your family members or friends' health on track, so go to superpower.com/gift to get a free $49 premium gift box with your gifted membership. After you sign up, they'll ask you how you heard about them. Well, please mention this podcast to show support. And we really do appreciate them sponsoring this show. It's through the Bank of International Settlements, all the centralized banks. They've completely funded and bribed everybody to push the satanic agenda on everybody. And it's just the way it is. Again, it's like, are you lining your free will with God's plan? And most people aren't. They're just taking the instant gratification way out on everything.
And it's sad because when you do that stuff and you want the instant gratification and you don't get it, like there's a lot of people that do like clout chasing stuff where they'll like down like a handle of liquor, and then you go look at their Instagram and no views, and you're just like, you're sad.
That's the OnlyFans models. Yeah. Like most of them are making $20 a month doing unholy stuff, and now they have the stigma of being an adult film star, and they can't even go get a real job because it's instant gratification. So all these big events, Ole, we've had you on several different times for following big events. The Vegas shooting, you broke it down for us, which was really well done. Now we got this Charlie Kirk situation, and I'd always said, like, if you cite the last 20 years, they just repeat the playbook over and over and over again, right? And 9/11 was Pearl Harbor, and then you can go through all the other stuff that they had. And the only thing we hadn't had was a high, very public, high impact assassination, and we got it. And there's so much craziness with that whole thing. But do you have any thoughts on any of that?
Yes, Sam, I do. I had taken a step back because I was burned out a year ago, and I was in Japan when this thing happened with Charlie Kirk, and I just said to my sweetheart, listen, this one, I don't know what's going on, but this is on a different level. The speed that this is taking, the multi-layers that this is moving on, I need to look into it. So she said, not a problem, go for it. So I thought I was going to do like a week of deep research, it turned out to, I don't know, it's just ongoing. And I did 2 webinars. Please go to lightonconspiracies.com. 2 webinars, 2 hour each, in with a PowerPoint where I take you sort of step by step by step by step, so the viewer can see for themselves. Look here, look here, look here, look here, of all the anomalies that was going on. But I want to say, before we go into this, I don't know how deep you want to go into it, but I am at this point, I can't really leave Indonesia where I am now, especially going west, because of the laws that they're putting in place. In Sweden, I've even been informed that I might face up to 18 years in prison for speaking like this.
Whoa.
Especially also with being critical to NATO, that's +4, so it's 22 years of free lodging. But anyway, and my God, have I been critical to NATO? Guilty as charged, because that is a terror tool if I've ever seen one. Terror tool. And also the base for Gladio, this ghost army that is behind more or less so much of this mayhem that we are seeing being carried out in the world today. But anyway, so what I wanted to, since I can't move, I can't tour, I can't do anything at the moment, I thought, why don't you come here to me in Bali? I'm in this incredible place called the Island of the Gods. And so in April, my sweetheart and I, Kim, have decided to arrange for, like we call it Damegardian, like a freedom retreat, where people can get it like an education in to become a Damegardian. We're making a joke with my name because lots of people have been joking about it. So a Damegardian is the protector of truth and transparency. And so for 7 days, it's from the 18th to the 25th of April, I am going to take you on a journey. It's going to be a fun ride, but also intense, very relaxed, very funny and intense, where I take you step by step by step by step by step, how to decode reality and find the hidden clues, because they hide clues about upcoming attacks. That's also why the ones you were talking about, they're saying that this is going to happen, this is going to happen. You know, the people that are actually doing it, it's because the law of karma, they're freaking out of the law of karma and very scared that the consequences will end up on them who are carrying it out. So the way they see it is that if they tell us even in subtle ways what they're going to do and we don't react, then the bad karma is on our shoulders, not theirs. That's why they leave all these hidden clues. Anyway, so I'm going to take you down this road of how to find the hidden clues and be part of the solution by exposing and sometimes even stopping these planned attacks. That's how my last name has become a verb, because over the years I've become very good at it thanks to insiders. So I think up to date 77 of these events that I predicted or connected and sometimes stopped up to 2 months before they happen. So anyway, Sam here and Johnny has been kind enough to help me spread the information about this retreat. It's in April 18th to 25th. And there's a link here that you can click.
Links
and then
below,
you will get
links below.
Yeah, links below, and you will get a bonus. But limited spaces, I can't wait. I tell you, I'm going to do everything I can to make this week absolutely life-changing. And the place we're going to be in, and it's called Cinnamon, it is stunning. It is stunning. The people, incredible. I can't say too much. I ought to overdo it because it's just my absolute favorite place on earth. So please come and join me if you're interested in this type of thing. Anyway, back to Charlie Kirk. I think you have to first understand how things are done before you look at these type of things. And also I want to point out that people that criticize you or criticize me are always people that have done less digging, less studying, less. They haven't put so much time in. The people criticizing and putting you down are always people that can't be bothered and are just pointing fingers and doing like that. And I have this once again, boom, bada, boom, boom, boom. I've got more of them. But so Charlie Kirk, when a politician is low in popularity, if they need to push this individual, whoever that is, to the next level, one of the most efficient marketing ways of doing that is to have an assassination attempt on him, where this is the thing, because certain people that have been murdered have become martyrs. You got like JFK, you got Martin Luther King, you got other people in South America and so on, freedom fighters, that once they got killed, they became martyrs. And a martyr is so much bigger than a living individual, because they take on this form of a legend and unstoppable. So to get into that realm, to boost your popularity, is if you stand up and fight for freedom and democracy and all of these things, and survive an attack while you're standing up for us by a lone assassin, and survive it, that is the one that really kicks things in. And so it has been done so many times around the globe. And then we had in Butler, Pennsylvania, a while ago, this man with a strange hairdo and a miraculously healed ear that was almost assassinated. He was at a point, I'm not into politics, I'm just looking at crimes, criminals, and absolute that is trying to control the rest of us. So this individual was at a point where people were like, is he good? Is he bad? Is he not? Is he this? I don't know. But where some people loved him, and there was this other part that was saying, no, he's too crazy. Okay, so what they did, I would suggest, is the ones that were behind the scenes that are controlling not just one candidate, but all of them, So they said, okay, we have to create a problem first so that we can come in with a solution. The solution is our guy with a healed ear. How can we do that? We have to create a problem first. So let's have the current one. Let's make him like he's absolute brain dead, walking around with diapers, touching little girls, stuff like that. That is a problem. Something should be done. Problem, reaction, solution. So pump out. This dude is completely off his head. He's useless as a president. I'm talking about Biden, by the way. So that, just like they did with Boy George, create a massive problem so that they can come in with a solution. Used to be Barack Obama. In this case, now it's Donald Trump. Same play, same way of doing it. So Diaper Boy, and then we have this new Mad Joker. How to get that up? Boom, one shot in Butler through the ear, fight, staged the whole thing with green screen and suddenly blue sky, gray sky. I've done 2 webinars also, like 4 hours in total about that thing, where it's just like I break it down. It is super advanced psychological operation. It was a Jewish ritual carried out in front of millions of people. That's where Donald Trump, at least one of them, was smeared and made into become the next high priest going towards full control. So my opinion, I know people are going to sit there and like, what? Please watch these webinars, lighterconspiracies.com. And so when, just like with marketing, it's about marketing. Like nowadays you think it's a presidential election. No, in the background, they got the same people that Coca-Cola is using to promote a new product, or Nestle or whatever. Same people in the background, like playing with your mind. How can we get to that place there? And so if it doesn't work the first time, they just repeat the campaign. They add to it. So the first shooting, poof, through the ear, Yeah, we got somebody on board. Oh my God, fight, fight, fight. Let's buy some new sneaker, his new trainers, golden trainers, and with all of that pre-printed before the shooting even. But if that wasn't enough, okay, we just repeat it. So get him out on a golf course with his healed ear, do another attempt. Yeah, okay, he survived that one as well. And boom, suddenly Donald Trump, both of them were the president of the United States. Like I say, I'm not into politics. I was saying way before he came in, he's coming in. Please be aware, this is a complete psychological operation, and you are being taken for a ride if you believe it. Donald Trump, both of them, right in the center of that whole thing. The crowd, everything part of a staged event. It's crowdsondemand.com where you can rent a crowd. Do you need 40, 400, 4,000? We fly them in. We help you with the script. We do all of it. All of that. So don't worry about background people. How could they do it in front of all these people? They were in on it. NDAs, they're not allowed to talk about it. And anyway, so Donald Trump into place. At the same time as Donald Trump came back in there, we were starting to hear more and more about this turning point and this Charlie Kirk. I had never heard of the dude for many years, but he was sort of in the background. Suggestion: when you look at how this play is played, it's just like chess. You have different pieces, like one queen, one this, one that, one this, and one, you have all of these different. So you have the possibility to play whatever is needed. Do we need a transgender new president? Do we need a black woman? Do we need this? Do we need that? Do we need a Latino rock star that suddenly goes into whatever it is, they have them on standby. They're being groomed so that the day that they're ready to be activated, we can just say, no, transgender, no, it's out of fashion. It didn't even help with all of these mass shootings when suddenly they were transgender. Now we need like a Muslim president. We need a Mustafa with the whole shebang. That will do the trick. Okay, we got him. So they're already being prepared, groomed. Look at these different individuals that came out of nowhere. Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama, sorry about that, former CIA operative, Mr. Renegade, came in from Afghanistan where he was training the Mujahideens, and then he came because he was a super nice, good-looking, not gay, married to Michael, but otherwise than that, he was fantastic with his voice and all of that. So the only thing he needed was promotion through the TV series 24. Boom, looked at how they got him in on stage. And in he came as a rock star, best president ever, Time magazine, before he was even elected. That is impressive. So anyway, so here we are again, same setup. We need to get this dude with the hairdo in on stage. How we get him in there, because we just can't put him there, because then you people are going to think that their vote doesn't matter. Oh my God, we can't have that. So we have to make you think that you count, that you have a value. You do not in their eyes. But anyway, so the game is rigged to start with, but they have to make you think that you are making a difference. So okay, so in he came on the whole shooting. Without the shooting, I don't think Donald Trump would have been where he is today. I think most people can agree on that. Now we're sitting in a situation like, who let this loose madman do all of these things? Well, we did, by accepting these type of things. So back on track, turning point. Charlie Kirk came out of nowhere. This, once again, good-looking, charming, very good at arguing with people or debating with student colleagues. And that's, as far as I know, that's where he came in. He was just really good at arguing with people, and that was it. And then somehow he came up to a position where he was mingling with Benjamin Netanyahu, Mr. Terror himself. He was like in Air Force 2. He was like, I don't know, but how on earth is that possible? So let me just take you back to before the shooting. There was a movie in 1998. I'm sure many people have heard of it. It was called Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, by the way, he's already, if you're into Freemasonic symbolism and obelisks and pyramids and stuff like that, Nicolas Cage has already prepared his own tombstone, which is a pyramid shape tombstone. Freemasonic, if I've ever seen it. Many of his movies also. I like Nicolas Cage, so I'm not saying anything like that.
I love Nicolas Cage. I'm a huge
But
fan.
there's a lot of Freemasonic stuff on the posters, in the layout of the movies, and so on. So anyway, let's just speculate and say he could be part of this. But otherwise than that, many times people are also being used without knowing it. It's not him who designed the movie posters. It's not him who designed the background and stuff like that. So who knows? Anyway, in this movie, Snake Eyes, we have this boxer. His name was Tyler, which is exactly the name of the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk. Okay, so Tyler, a boxer, he's being paid to fake that he's being knocked out. His nickname is the Executioner. The date that the boxing match is the 10th of September, exactly the same date as Charlie Kirk was shot. Also, I want to say that date is interesting because when Charlie Kirk was shot in the US, in other countries in the world, it was already 9/11. And they love to amp these things up, to really take these anniversaries of trauma and just squeeze them into us once again. So anyway, so the whole idea is that when turmoil erupts because the boxer goes down, there's a sniper there that his task is to eliminate a politician. So when the crowd goes crazy, boom, he fires the shot, and the guy who's sitting right next to Nicolas Cage is killed, this politician. He's shot exactly at the same point in the neck as Charlie Kirk. I mean, we're not talking about we're talking exactly the same point. And so what's the name of the politician? Charles Kirkland.
Oh my, it's so crazy, right, John?
So I had I want to say also that the woman next to the politician is a woman dressed in white, exactly like Erika White was when she approached the nation. At least we're going to come back to the new Erika Kirk. She does not look at all like the one up until he died. Okay. Now we have a new version. Clone? Anyway, so
are we talking clone?
We're talking about a different person. I don't know. But anyway, so they don't even look alike. I mean, come on, be better at what you're doing. But they are also indirectly telling us, this is what we're doing. We're back to the law of karma. If you don't see it, it's up to you.
Revelation
the bad karma's on you.
Yeah.
There you go. So anyway, we're back to the movie. There's this woman, all dressed in white, sitting next to Charles Kirkland, the politician that gets shot. Okay, that very actress, her name is Carla, an Italian name, Lucio or something like that. Sorry if I got it wrong. She is right now in a TV series called Heads of States, where she's playing the Vice President, Elizabeth Kirk. I shit you not. Do you see Kirkland, Kirk, this? So one of the chances that in 1998 they did exactly the same date, the same location, almost the same name. Tyler the Executioner. Tyler by the name is a Freemasonic position also. But anyway, what are the chances mathematical? It's in the trillions. I had a mathematician do some calculations. He said, it's astronomical. It's like being hit by lightning once or twice. That's in the millions. This is trillions. Do you remember $2.3 trillion that just disappeared on 9/11? People don't understand how many zeros that is. That could sort of like save a country like this. Boom. So anyway, I don't know how much you want to go into this whole thing, but right away when it happened, the way that he was hit makes no sense whatsoever. The location he was hit, really suspicious. Let's take Do you want to go into this in a deep detail?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I knew something was up because within days we had 8 different like versions of what really happened. So I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are.
Okay. So let's go a bit deeper. So the thing is with these operations, if it's a staged event, if it's a psychological operation, not a real assassination, then there will be certain signs. One of the signs is that there will be red herrings put into the operation. That's part of it. It is part of a multi-layered, first, the setup is multi-layered, and then as soon as the shots are fired, boom, these red herrings are activated and they go like this, and then they fork out, 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 so that in the end, all of us are completely confused and arguing with each other. It was Israel. No, it was Egyptian planes. No, it was like with the Donald Trump thing, this young guy who they claim shot at him, who had no shooting experience, who was allowed up on the roof, the closest roof, where the police were actually, that was their building. The Secret Service had just overseen the closest building. Anyway, he had no shooting experience. After that whole thing, he was found dead on the roof. Okay, we got multiple different photos of him dead on the roof, one with blood over the face, one without blood, one with, the whole thing. Very odd. That on its own. Then there's more than one. Then they say, no, it was not this one. It was this one. Here it starts forking out. Then suddenly he was in contact with the FBI. Then he was an informant. Then suddenly he had banking accounts with Saudi Arabia. Do you see? Kung, kung, kung. Then then people start, but I've analyzed the audio, okay, and I managed to pinpoint the exact location of where this and this happened. Who gave you the audio? I'm just asking, who were you there recording it, or were you not? This whole thing, and then that forks out. No, there was one shooter, there was 3 shooters, there was 2 shooters, there was all of that is set up to just fork, make us more and more confused and get away from the main focus, which is, did it not even happen? And if so, why? To get Trump into position. So here we are. Very similar setup. We see the shooter, once again, he's said to have, it's almost a copycat operation of the Donald Trump assassination attempt. So the building itself that this dude got up on, it was called the Lucis Center. It's almost like Losers, but if you go down on Google Map, it says absolutely nothing about Lucis Center. It says UVA, which is for military veterans, education for that. And by the way, the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, and other government agencies have had courses and workshops in that very building. Israel has donated $2.4 million to that exact building. That's kind of interesting, I would say. We got the dude up there. He fires one shot. You got here the thing, like, I've been to war zones. My body is still like jumping like hell if there's loud sounds like this. Anyway, if somebody's firing a rifle behind you, very close by, and the shot goes over your head, I tell you, your body just goes into like reaction mode, down. Like it's not you reacting, it's just you go down, and then everybody automatically turns towards the source of the sound where the shot came from, to like, what the hell happened? Okay, is that what we see here with this crowd? Not at all. Boom, shot goes off, nobody really reacts. Somebody starts diving down, and then the rest, nobody's looking towards where the shot came from. I call bullshit. And then you start really looking into the crowd. You start seeing you got like what looks like crowd controllers that are doing like this, and then people go down. That's a movie set for you. That's not a real event. Then when the shooter, they say that he's filmed, so we know it's true. We know that it's for sure that this is the real thing. Okay, so we got him filmed by a static CCTV camera. How do we know it's static? It's from a parking lot behind a school or whatever that building is. Boring parking lot. that is not moving. It's just, are you going to steal the car? I don't think so. I'm here watching you. But here we have the guy. He runs across the roof. There's all kinds of discrepancies there, jumps down, and then he walks to the side. What happens? The camera starts following him like this, zooming in. Who is moving the camera? This also when he walks down the street and he's limping like this. Oh my God. Who is following? Who is moving the camera? At that point, nobody knew what really happened. Telling you, it's part of a psychological operation. That's how they do it. And so we see him also, and then they claim that he had this Mauser 3806. There's a lot of also they're implementing connecting to old national traumas. In this case, you got direct connection with the killing of Martin Luther King, with the stealing of the body of JFK from Dallas. The same here, the Charlie Kirk's body was stolen put on Air Force Two and taken out of Utah before an autopsy, anything like that was done. Now they say, no. There was an autopsy done. We just don't have any protocols. There's no medical reports. There's no evidence shown. There's no technical proof. There's empty gun shells where somebody has managed to write, I don't know how long sentences. If you can get that down on an empty shell, good on you, but it's absolutely not true. So anyway, so we got the location where Charlie was shot as well. Very strange. It's outdoors on the back of his sign. It's called, that exact location is called the Nation of Flags. Okay, odd name for a place. But anyway, the layout is very. Also, when you look at from Google Map, you can see right away that you got the pyramid shape, the Freemasonic shape, with the capstone, everything in the layout. Okay, but then you got the location itself, where there's like seven. It splits up in seven different like plateaus where the audience was sitting and so on. But from above, you can see this is exactly the layout of a Jewish menorah, the seven-armed
I saw that.
chandelier or whatever you want to call it. And the middle one, where exactly this finger, where Charlie was shot, that one represent the death of Jesus or Jeshua. The death of Jesus, the sacrifice of Jeshua, exactly where he was at. So the shot was officially fired, and it went straight through the capstone of this pyramid shape type of thing, and hit Charlie, who is sitting right in the location of the sacrifice of Jeshua. I thought, well, okay, that's interesting. Then when you look from above, also you will see that the area where they were sitting, it almost looks like an arrow when people walk down and they go out and sit on these different plateaus. The path that goes down there is shaped exactly like an arrow, a massive arrow. You can't see it when you're down there, but you can see it from Google Map. So it's a big arrow. So I'm like, okay. Is that just me seeing that, or could that be pointing at something? And so I asked ChatGPT, who normally not so good in geography, but I said, here's the coordinates, here's the angle, here's everything. Where is that pointing at? And Chat got back to me and said, if you continue that in a straight line, if it's true or not, I don't know, but Chat said it goes straight to Jerusalem and what is the wall of veils or tears, I can't remember, where they all go with a little hat.
The Wailing Wall. Yeah.
That's the one. So that also is like, whoa, what? Also another one.
Damn.
I always look for obelisks and pyramids in the area of when things like this happen. Okay, so I look, could there be an obelisk? Yep. When Tyler, the guy who managed to break down this gun in seconds and then put it back like that, when I don't know how he did it with a Mauser, but you cannot. But then he did. And anyway, so where he jumps down, if you look to the left of that, there's a big what looks like an obelisk, and this is let me just see if I remember the name. It's called the statue of. Hang on 2 seconds. Sorry for that. The statue of. Yeah, sorry, I can't find it right now.
What I was gonna say on that camera shot, shouldn't they have seen the shot? To him actually take the shot from
Well,
that
they
roof?
actually did a study that said based on certain schools' population, based on the population, how many cameras they have, and that university had 40,000 people, which would normally equate over 2,000 cameras, and like we have no footage from any of those cameras.
Okay, so I want to add to that also. In the crowd, you got about, they say, was it 3,000 people? Where is all the videos? Where are all the stills? Well, there you got that. No, we have a handful. There was like 4 to start with. And then that's, once again, it's spread out. They drip feed us. I mean, this is an event. This is like if 3,000 people go to a thing like that, and they would really like Charlie Kirk, I would think, why are there no photos? Why in the crowd do you not see people like that? In all of the other events he did, you can see people in the crowd standing filming or taking photos. I mean, people take photos of their cappuccino and put up. Where are all the photos? There's none. There's a handful.
No, you're
There's
right.
a handful.
You're right. You go to a concert and everyone's taking. I mean, we literally had to take the phones out of people at comedy stores because people won't stop taking video when specifically you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Where are all the photos? There should have been hundreds of videos from different angles so that we could compare, but there's not. Anyway, where the guy jumps down, if you go to the left in the image, there's an obelisk, a small one, and it's called the Plaza of Reconnection or something like that. I'm sorry that I forgot that one. Please check it out for yourself if you zoom in. But anyway, so I thought, whoop, that's an interesting place to put an obelisk. Very odd, on the back of a building. Very odd location. I tell you, I think that the coordinates for that thing, that's what makes it important. But anyway, so I looked into that one, and it turned out that this is a prototype of a statue that is planned to be the same size as the Statue of Liberty, but on the West Coast. Okay, so the Statue of Liberty, when you start looking into that one, I'm very sorry to say, not a woman, it's dear Mr. Lucifer. And so you got that one on one coast, and then the other one, which is like 2 hands like this, but in an obelisk shape. And the artist, based on a Jewish book from the alleged Holocaust, he came up with the idea. And so you had the statue of Lucifer there and the statue on that one on the West Coast. That was the whole idea. So that obelisk also very odd location or very specific location they'd chosen for this whole thing. So anyway, so we got the shot itself. I mean, horrendous when you think of it, if somebody's shot like that. The thing is, I mean, anyone who shoots guns and with a Mauser, that's a weapon that was used in both world wars. That is like, it's a powerful rifle, hunting rifle or like that. And we see him hit straight in the throat. This is a fleshy area of the body. The bullet should have gone straight through. There should have been like a splatter pattern behind him. This is also where you got the main arteries.
Yeah.
So the blood would just pump out. I mean, a huge amount of blood, a lot more than from Donald Trump's ear that didn't even drip. But that on its own, very odd. So then they say no, and Alex Jones also, I don't want to badmouth people, but if you want controlled opposition, that's one for you. But anyway, so he said, like he had spoken to the medical examiner, and he said, and it makes sense when you think of it. Oh, it makes sense when you think of it. It's like that the bullet had entered and then changed direction, gone down into the heart, exploded the heart, changed direction up and out I'm like, what? Here we are, magic bullet again. If that description makes any sense for anyone ever, it's absolute come on bullshit. And many people have made shooting tests, they hit the vertebrae and boom, I mean, it goes straight through. It was only like 104 feet or something like that. Very close, very close. Then you see also the footage, like he's hit here, he falls to the side, and there's like this black pudding coming out. It's very dark and it's not pumping. It comes out like lumpy. And when you look at it in slow motion, it doesn't even attach to the t-shirt. It doesn't even color the t-shirt. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I would call bullshit on steroids.
So do you think he died at all? Because Erika just announced that she's not going to let people know where the body's at. That's for her. That's for her. Yeah. That's just for the in-laws.
Just like Epstein, we don't get to know where he's buried.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But
because
he's not buried. So that's why. But anyway, so it just goes on and on and on. I want to say, when you see operations like this, I mean, I can easily do another 2-hour show if you want just on this and just continue. But when you see right away when something like this happens and you see the signs of a psychological operation, you have to ask yourself, whoa. Do you know, right away when this happened, people started saying, I am Charlie on Facebook, everywhere. I am Charlie. That comes from the Charlie Hebdo. Do you remember that one, Charlie Hebdo in 2000?
Yes, in Paris.
And 9, I believe it was. Anyway, I am Charlie. Je suis Charlie I spoke to some French people. They say it's actually an expression from the Second World War where it means I am an idiot. That is what I am. Je suis Charlie means I am an idiot. So they're really putting it in our face. And when you look at the very last thing that Charlie did, as far as I know, before he went there, was that he sent this tweet about that there was this black monster-looking dude who stabbed this innocent girl to death in the subway. If true, horrendous. But then we have now footage where you see that it's all staged, where she is not even attacked. She falls over, then she uses her cell phone. The cell phone is not a normal cell phone, but there's blood inside it. So she squeezes it and she squeezes out blood and it just runs out. But anyway, her name was Irina Sanutska.
Sounds good to me.
Beautiful girl, but sorry to say, she died in April the 15th in 2023 in the Ukraine. She's already dead. The same girl, the same photo, the same was used before in another psyop. Okay, so here we have recycling of terror. So we have like, was there a drill? There's always drills before. The drill is there to rehearse and make everything go in. And here we have the UVU, that exact building, hosted a realistic bomb simulation with first responders and helicopters like that. It was in June. So just a few months, we're talking about the exact same place, the exact same thing. So it's following the template right away. And then these images also, after it happened, of Nike shoes. I think we've spoken about that before, how they leave Nike shoes on the crimes. Here we have them again with the memorial photos of the victim, all of these, and then a massive big Nike shoe. I'm just telling you, to be able to take a photo like that of a Nike shoe in the front of the picture, the photographer needs to be lying down flat on his stomach to be able to take a photo like that, and then with a foot right in the middle. Why would you not just delete a thing like that and take another photo of the clear thing, of what you really wanted there? So it's not there just by coincidence. And then also right away we have the play with names. Like you have the shooter, his name was Tyler. Like, once again, that's a Freemasonic position. One eyewitness, his name is Tyler McGettigan. I would say Tyler McGettigan. Tyler might get a gun. This is the thing, the way they do it. And we have this wandering cross. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's this dude that every single time things happen now has a cross the size of I don't know, what is it, 9 feet, 12 feet, some massive big cross on a wheel that he just happens to be in the background. So he was there when the fireman at the Donald Trump assassination attempt happened. He was there at the parking lot in the background. He was there in other mass shootings. And now he's here again, the wandering cross guy, I call him. You also have the way that they connect with earlier traumas. Do you remember the Charlottesville car attack?
Yes.
Where Crowds on Demand came in 5 different buses, 3 or 5, where you had all of these people. I have witnesses that was in Charlottesville that said they were there. They saw these people come up, people with KKK T-shirts, and then you had black people, and then you had all kinds of people. All of them were getting on fine. They had lunch together. They were in a cafe. Everybody was getting on well. And then they were given these posters and then on location, and suddenly all hell erupted. Or did it? So that the car that is said to have hit these people, and when you see, I love it when I've got footage of some of the people that got officially hit by the car. He's got the black guy in a red T-shirt. He's got what do you call it? When they do film stunts and stuff, they got a belt thing connected to a wire, so that they can be pulled up in the air. This guy has got a harness like that on him when he's walking around. And then, boom, it happens. And I checked the exact angle of how he's flying, if that would be a wire. And that there's a phone pole, a very strong phone pole, light pole, right on in that angle. Anyway, so the car that was used there is almost identical to Tyler, the assassin, this time's car, same color, almost the exact same model. Do you see how they play these type of things? They're just like
for us to see them, basically, so that we can go, hey, there's something going on here.
They're going for your subconscious. You don't think about it, but they're sort of like hitting you subconsciously. Without you knowing it, that you're being manipulated. They're amping up, just like with the shoes. They're amping. You see the car, you don't even remember that you've seen that car all smashed up and dead bodies and all these things. So it's part of that whole thing, I would suggest. And so you got the shot when he's hit. Okay, so that film sequence, I mean, it's horrendous if it was real, horrendous. So that would almost be like a high-level assassination like that being filmed, would almost be like a new Zapruder film. That would be like historical evidence and high value for media. When you see it, have you seen anyone take responsibility that it's credited to anyone? Nope. It was uploaded or seen at least 8 million views within a few days. Then they took it down because it was so horrendous, and then it was put up there again. It's like no part of the operation. And the photographer that took that was up on the plateau above the stage, a little bit up above the stage to the left, and you can see that guy was there on location before the crowd arrived. He's got front top position to take that whole film. So he filmed it for us to see. That's the thing, but it's completely manipulated. You can see also there's a chair falling over where it does
falls right
CGI.
through the table.
Yeah, it doesn't match it up. But then they've added all of these like red herrings, like the camera behind Charlie Kirk. That is if I'm correct, it's a holographic projector that can actually project like holographic images. But that one. The size of the tent where he's sitting, everything would fit into that could have been a hologram. But then when you got people jumping into it, that wouldn't that wouldn't work out at all. So I think that camera is only there to start speculation, and it was taken down very quickly by, we call him, I can't remember his name now. It's one of the close people to Charlie Kirk at the time. When you look at the people who actually did something that day, it's the little team around Charlie Kirk, the so-called bodyguards.
Security,
they're the ones. Yeah, they're the ones doing all of it, and then carrying him into the car, no bleeding whatsoever, pulling him into the car, and then taking off very, very fast. Whoa. And as far as I know, I'm not sure if this is a red herring as well, but anyway, there was a private jet, Israeli-owned, a businessman, that took off 12 minutes after the shots were fired. The shot was fired, and then they turned off the transponder. And that was from the Provo airport, just like a stone throw away from where this happened. So it's very possible that that Charlie Kirk was transported out via that private jet. If true, who knows what is true, the information being fed. But anyway, when you look at Charlie Kirk, let's go into these different characters. Where did he come from? Is it possible, if it's a 1 in a trillion, this whole thing with Snake Eyes, could it be possible that this Charlie Kirk identity, Charlie Kirk, I think Charlie means the man of truth or something like that, and Kirk means church. Erika Kirk means the defender of, I'm pretty sure I remember right, of the church. Then the names, if they are real characters or created, I would suggest possibly the identity Charlie Kirk could have been created based on the movie. Why they do these things like 30 years before or stuff, you have to ask them. I don't really get it, but it's part of their whole agenda. So anyway, we have this Charlie Kirk who appears from more or less nowhere, and then he becomes famous through his connections with Donald Trump, and the turning point starts, which according to when you start really looking into who's behind that, it's military.
Yeah, it's another psyop.
Like, what the hell?
Culture war.
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk comes in, and then we have 3 different Charlie Kirks at least. When you take photos of them, it's like, when I started gathering, I didn't have any clue about Charlie Kirk at all. So I was like, what? So I just collected everything I could get hold of, the alternative, the official, all of the photos, all of that. I mean, this is what I do. And when I started comparing them, I was like, that's not even the same dude. I mean, one got a wide nose like that, young. The old one is a lot older. One has small teeth. This one you can't really fake. And another one's got big teeth. So what on earth is that? That's more than one person with one identity. Multiple persons, one identity. This is nothing unusual in these operations. If you take JFK, there were multiple Lee Harvey Oswalds at the time of the assassination, but the identity Lee Harvey Oswald was also being used while Oswald was in Russia. The FBI was using the identity in other operations. So this is a known, I can't remember what they call it, but they use one identity to multiple individuals. That's part of sort of their operandi. So anyway, Charlie Kirk, I have no idea who he is, which one is really Charlie Kirk. And I was on a show with James Delingpole, who used to work for the BBC, and we did exactly a show about Charlie Kirk, and he said, what you're saying is really extraordinary, he said, because I interviewed Charlie Kirk. I said, whoa, that's interesting. So he said, yes, some years ago, I was told there's this, incredible charismatic individual from the US. His name is Charlie Kirk. He's just like a rock star within many different areas. You should do an interview. So he did. And he met this guy. He said he was completely lame. There was no charisma. It was like he was just wording things from a script. He said, I was so confused. He said it was the worst interview he ever did. And so I said, so which Charlie was it? Because when you start comparing, like, and he said, I don't know. He's really confused. He's gonna go back and look into and see if he can find photos and stuff where he can sort of big T, small T's, wide nose, which one was it? So when things like that happens, you have to ask yourself, whoa, 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 whoa. There's something odd going on here. And so then Charlie Kirk had this incredible romance with this woman called Erika, who then they fell in love on her podcast and had this incredible marriage, 2 kids, and now she's like this grieving widow and becoming maybe the next vice president, if you ask me. That is a major part of this operation. So anyway, how did they meet? Erika she was born from parents in the military-industrial complex, which is standard when it comes to assets for different operations like this, all kinds of operations, including rock stars, including serial killers. I kid you not. Listen to David McGowan or what he looked into, and also Laurel Canyon, the whole thing in the 60s with the rock groups around Frank Zappa that just came from nowhere, all of them connected with parents in the military-industrial complex or army bases or whatever, and then being put into action like that to change through the Tavistock, just changed the mindset of the world. So Erika's mother used to work for Homeland Security. Now she's into highly advanced cybersecurity, this, that, boom, 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 like that. CEO for different companies like that. And then her dad, which is nowhere to be found.
Which is super interesting. There's been stories about who that might be.
It's like other people say that they found info that he works for Raytheon and that he was into this dome, very advanced weapon technology and stuff like that. Anyway, so these two made this girl called Erika Kirk. She has very marked, a little wide face, beautiful woman. And so how did she get into that position where she is now? Well, somebody called her from this beauty agency owned by Donald Trump that was arranging for Miss USA. Trump had bought this and Miss Universe. So I've never ever heard about a model that had not done modeling before, and the agency called her and said, you should do this. Normally it's like there's 500 girls and boys sitting out there with a portfolio trying to get just a meeting set up. Here, the other way around. You should try it as a model. Boom, she did, and she became Miss Arizona, like that. On her own website, you have pictures of her at the Department of Defense and in Pentagon with her beauty queen, this whole thing. She's sitting there with the emblem of the Department of Defense, Department of War, if you ask me. What on earth is she doing there? And then suddenly she starts this NGO helping children in Romania, and where she's on her own website thanking the US military for their help with this organization. I'm like, what? And these 2 cities where she's been active, or this organization is infamous for child trafficking. I mean, what on earth?
It's so crazy.
Then is it okay if I ramble on?
Yeah.
Oh, you just say stop when you want me to stop.
Okay.
So anyway, she has that one. There's big question marks around. Please, also, you mentioned Jeffrey Epstein, dead or alive. Very alive, if you ask me. These networks and how these NGOs are working, how they're like, this is nasty, nasty stuff, and where children from very poor areas, Romania, Haiti, these places, are the ones that are being abducted and taken away and used to all kinds of horror stories. So I find that very unsettling that she is in exactly these areas. What the hell is the U.S. military doing in Romania? Is there an army base there? I have to look into that, but I don't think so. But anyway, so then in 2013, as a young beauty queen, she is invited to take part of a music video, which she does. And in that, she's playing against a guy who looks a lot like Tyler, the shooter, same type of face shape and body shape. And they're very, very clearly pointing out that his name is Tyler. It's written in big letters, Tyler and Erika. Yeah, I've never seen that in a music video before, but in this one there is, and this is when they did the shooting, and in one of the parts in the music video, she's ziplining in Las Vegas in front of the Fremont Hotel, and she's ziplining right in front of the numbers 10-9, which is the date when Charlie Kirk is said to have been shot. Okay, so they met. She became famous, and then her podcast became very popular. How do we know that? Because there are millions of views. How do we know that there are actually millions of views? Well, I've seen it on YouTube because it says 19 million. Yeah, or you just manipulate that. I've had videos
They do that all the time, dude. I catch them all the time, just messing with their numbers.
We put up a music video called Wake Up some years ago. We started seeing like the number of views went down with 1,000 per day.
Yeah.
That the number of likes went up, the number of views went down. So I started talking, in the chat with people or in the comments, just saying, at this time, the number of views is this. Please be aware. And then people started saying, oh my God, it's gone down. It's gone down. Do you know Max Egan from Australia?
Yeah, we love him.
A friend of mine, he put this music video up on his. I think he lost 37,000 views overnight. It's like, so whatever it says there, somebody, whoever is controlling the website, YouTube, it's not there for free without a reason. There's a reason why you're being offered free porn, free Facebook, free YouTube, free all of these things. It's not free, it's big business. So anyway, so very bizarre music video with connections to this assassination attempt. Then they fall in love, they have this romance thing, everybody's filmed, everything is filmed, except there's no photos of their kids. They have 2 children, but their faces are never shown. It's always the back of the head. And when you start looking into it, there's no birth certificates. There's nothing, no names, no. There's no marriage certificate in the state of Arizona at all, around this whole thing. Instead, they have this mansion that was up for sale for $6.4 million. Like, what? I don't know, for debating students, I don't get it. And then we come to Erika. So Erika, then, when you look at what she looked like before this shooting and when you look at after, both of them blonde, that's about it. They don't look alike. They do not look alike. And then you have this whole thing with the funeral. It wasn't a funeral. It was at the Arizona State Farm Stadium. It was not a funeral. It was a memorial, whatever that means. Okay, so at that memorial, that was arranged, I kid you not, in 11 days. Hello. It would take more just for the Secret Service to clear the air, to clear it, because you had both president and vice president. What the hell are they doing in the same location from security point of view? The idea with the vice president is stay away. If something happens to this dude, you are in charge. If you're sitting next to each other, come on, that makes no sense whatsoever. Then you have all of the arrangement with all the different TV channels. You had the booking of the place. I called the stadium right away before this whole thing went big and asked who booked this place. Well, it's an anonymous individual, but it was booked in April. Thank you so much.
They told you that.
Yeah. Now they say, now it's changed to, it was an RV exhibition. That they didn't say anything about that. An RV exhibition, and then when Charlie Kirk happened, they say, "Oh my God, let's be patriotic and let's just let it over to them." Fair enough, but that's not what they told me. And so I've checked out how long will it take to make like the design of a stadium like that, with all the banners, with the lighting, with the fireworks, with the coordinating TV channels, with the permissions for live, all of these things. 3 to 6 weeks minimum, most likely up to 4 months, which makes sense because that was what they said. And so 11 days, they're trying to say, yeah, 11 days. But we had 100 volunteers that volunteered and came from all over the US and helped us. It was amazing. What an incredible job they did. Yeah, 100 people could maybe take care of the catering, or the what do you call these outdoor toilets? That would take 100 people on its own. So it makes absolutely no sense.
Because was it free? Was it free? Were there tickets? Like, did they make any money? Like, how do you seat people? Like, who gets a ticket first? Who gets front row seats? Who gets back row seats?
That's a very good question, Johnny. I do not know, because it's also like this is a big thing. They said, how many thousands of people did they say? I've heard numbers like 80,000. Once again, where's the footage? Where's the photos? Where's the cameras? There's
I had
nothing.
somebody go to the event. He was at the event. Very good friend of mine. He was
I'm
there.
happy.
He was
I'm happy to. Okay. But then again, where were they not allowed to? I'm just saying.
No, I'm with you.
So this was not done in 11 days. It was prepared for a long time. And there was another one. Do you remember the Parkland High School shooting?
Yeah.
I predicted that 2 months before it happened. The clues were in the Las Vegas mass shooting, where it was pointing to that exact area. I was pointing it out on live shows saying, I don't know what, I don't know where, but in this area, boom. And it was right outside the circle, like a few miles outside, boom. That's when this high school alleged shooting happened. I've done so many interviews about that. I call bullshit 100% with David Hogg and these other individuals, all as players for anti-gun.
Do you think that kid did it?
No, God, no.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, we're back to the same. It's staged. Nothing happened. Nothing. This is the thing. Nothing happened the way we were told. Absolutely not. But anyway, so a friend of mine helped me there because right after the Parkland High School shooting happened, I think it was in 3 weeks, they managed to set up a massive big thing in Washington, D.C. with like a rock stage size, with all kinds of speakers, I believe it was 20 days, something like that, with a Jewish arranger, a woman, her name was, who, once again, like this was a massive terror attack, a horrible thing that happened. So from a security point of view, in Washington, D.C., oh my God, what level of security would be needed? No, not a problem. Boom, so fast. All of these things arranged. All of the hotels, we started checking up, pre-booked, all of the bus lines, pre-booked. And so a friend of mine called Homeland Security and spoke to a I have his name, Officer Earhart. I have his badge number, everything. And she asked him, this was also before all of this started exploding. She asked him, so when was this thing booked? When was the permission given? About 4 months before. And this is the thing. I mean, this guy, I don't think that he understood who he was on, who was asking, or that this would go viral. I spread this email all over the place in millions,
and we got too tough, and we got too close, Oh my God, we got too close. Were you talking about the synagogue right there? That synagogue shooting? Have you talked about that?
No.
Have you looked into that at all? Because outside the Holocaust remembrance,
when
there was no events going on, and suddenly 2 people die, even though there's zero crime scene photos.
No, but listen, Sam, this is has nothing to do with faith or so. I'm going for criminals, and very often when you want to protect yourself from carrying out stuff, you attack yourself, so you become the victim. And so very often when you see these type of things, or when people are starting to look at you, then suddenly you arrange for something. Oh my God, we had this shooting. Oh, we had this bombing. Oh, we had bomb threats. Oh, poor us, and stuff like that. And you get the pressure away from you again. So this is standard. And no, that was not the shooting. It was a high school shooting. I was looking at. I don't know when I got cut off, but
what was it?
did I?
You had called the Homeland Security.
Yeah. Okay. So this officer. No, it wasn't me, because my name
Yeah,
has
your
a
friend.
tendency to just
Yeah.
then doors are shut. But there was this officer. His name was Officer Scott Earhart, I believe, and he was just answering. This is an honest man. I mean, honor to him. I really respect him. I don't think that he understood who he was answering to, and so he said that the permission was given for this thing in the Washington D.C. 4 months before, several months of preparations before this event happened, and the shooting had happened just a few weeks ago. So how is that possible? It is not. It's, once again, you have to look behind the scenes, and you will see these things takes time to prepare, and boom, when all of them is said, you do the drill, you do the rehearse, and then boom, you go live. And then you activate all of these things that you have prepared beforehand.
It's crazy, dude. It's a crazy thing. Last question before we go. Where do you think Charlie Kirk is right now? Do you think he was actually some real person, or because people met him, do you think he was just an actor, or do you think that right now he's in Valhalla, which is in New Zealand?
Yeah, but Valhalla is really interesting as well, because you had the head of the FBI, who, very appropriate, had just fired a lot of people in that exact area in Utah, all the experienced ones out the door, and boom, this happened. He said, "I'll see you in Valhalla, my brother." Here we have Charlie Kirk again, like being the close friend to the head of the FBI. What is going on? Then you had Alex Jones in live. He went out, if he's really dead, then he will already be in Valhalla. And then the other guy is like sword in hand, the death of a real warrior. Like, what on earth is that? And then just a few weeks after this happened, you had a bus accident in Stockholm, central Stockholm. We're talking NATO, where this bus accident, very, very odd thing happened with 3 people dead on the Valhalla street. So I don't know if that is connected, but it has this tendency with these different operations to be connected. So Charlie Kirk, okay, I think speculation, but if we have three different individuals who are calling themselves Charlie Kirk, it seems like we're looking at a constructed identity. Also thinking about the movie Charles Kirkland, what are the chances? In the trillions. So I would strongly suggest turning point, military operation, front figure, the identity Charlie Kirk, played by several different individuals. Who they are, I don't know. But the guy with the small teeth seemed to be the one that was a couple with Erika Kirk. If she is, now we're talking about the original before the death of Charlie Kirk, the one that did not take over and approached the nation and did all of these weird things, devil's sign, and really hugging Donald Trump, where he was doing his white man overbite, like bizarre stuff. Are you still there, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie. Also, if you look at Erika, if you take any actor with any skills and they look at her behavior, it's like they say they look straight to it. There's not a real emotion going on anywhere at all. It's overacted. You know, this is not a good actress at all. but she is playing a part, but she looks beautiful. Apparently, she sings great. Also, have you seen these concerts where she and Donald Trump's wife are singing together? I mean, it's AI generated, but who has made it? And then over the stage, it's all of this Charlie Kirk, and they got the whole martyr theme, where he's walking around, he's playing with the girls, he's almost got wings, and it's amazing. All of the lovely things they did together, and really get the emotions going. On top of the stage at all time, in massive big, it's massive big blue, it says VIVO. That's Latin. It means he lives. That's what it means. He lives. Once again, they're telling us, they're pushing it in our face. So I think that the way I've seen many other operations, the way they are carried out, you got operatives, assets that then take on a role. They're on standby. Like there are loads of people on standby now. Like I mentioned before, I bet you a transgender president, a Muslim president, a jihadi president, or whatever, in all of these different that are there being prepared and groomed. And so if needed, they call them sleeping assets, then activate it, and then they can move into location. So here, the one with the small teeth and the Erika with the big eyebrows and the white face, these two have been relocated. I would guess Tel Aviv would be a good guess. I don't know. I don't understand the connection possible with Sweden. Or you have this Goat Island in New Zealand, where there's also pointers there. If these are red herrings or their actual thing, who knows? That would be one place to hide them away. Then you got the two other ones. God knows. Nowadays, also with AI and how easy it is to create images and faces and identities. These identities is just another day at the breakfast for many of these intelligence agencies. They call them to create a legend, is to create a completely new identity with everything from phone bills to electrical bills, all of that. The exact same thing as in being used also in witness protection programs. That also sometimes goes under the name of Valhalla. So, yeah, you tell me. I have no idea. I mean, color, put some lenses in, or maybe he didn't have brown eyes, put some blue ones in there, a nose job, change hair color, other location, gain some extra weight. Erika is suddenly black-haired,
I bet you, because Facebook is a DARPA program, that they can create a Facebook account that has 10 years on it, 20 years on it.
No, but they don't. This is the thing. Come on, guys, you in these agencies, do a better job. Because every time when something like this happens, when somebody is accused of a mass shooting or whatever, everybody goes in and checks their Facebook accounts. You will see that when you check the friends of this individual, when you go to their account, very small accounts, just like normally just a few months going back, like 2-3 months going back, very few images. And then these ones are connected with each other. So just like you got in the comments, I'm sure, on YouTube and so on, you got all of these weird comments coming up that sometimes has nothing to do with what was said in the program. You're like, wow, we didn't even talk about that. No, they're bots. These are algorithms that are just, or software that is just ding, 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 to interfere and mess up and criticize and so on. So these Facebook accounts are really important in these operations as well. And one thing that I love with them is like you have a mass shooting happen, boom, 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 and then the guy commits suicide, boom, as they do very conveniently. And then after they're arrested and put in jail, then suddenly something is changed on their Facebook account. How is that possible? The dude is dead or he's in prison. How can that happen? Because these things it's an operation. And if you keep following these accounts, you will see, whoop, they just disappeared. The rest of us can't delete one of these Facebook accounts, it goes on forever. These ones, boom, gone. Gone.
It's like
How
the
is that
Patsy.
possible?
It's like the Patsy. All of a sudden, he's a pedophile.
It's the
Can't talk to
same.
him
It's the
anymore.
same. It's the same. It's the same. Do it. I mean, if I'm not bored to tears soon after all of these years, it's incredible because it's the same, the same, the same, the same. Do you get the same picture? The same. It's boring. It's like watching the same Rocky movie 512 times in a row. Come on. But yet again, they don't have an easy job because how are they going to do it? The option or the mission they're on is to freak us out. Fear is the product they're trying to sell us. So how do you do it? How do you do it? You have to have somebody do something horrible. Okay, so to get it emotional, you need women, children, kittens could be something also, to get the emotions going. So somebody did something horrible to women and children to get the reaction, oh my God, and then what is it they want? They want more and more control. They always want the same. So how can you change the theme? You cannot really. You just exchange oh, now it's a transgender shooter. Well, now it was a Muslim terrorist. Now a Bulgarian. No, that's the Cold War is over. That doesn't work anymore. It's like, what are they going to do? How are they going to keep us scared? Even with the alleged viruses. I mean, they've done the Ebola and eat the brains of babies. I mean, how can you top that one in a freak out lineage? You cannot. What would be worse? We tried all of these. Yeah. And now what? We need to amp up the fear. But people are like, I can't take it anymore. I'm not getting fear. I'm exhausted. So they're losing it.
I agree. They are losing it. Ole, it was great. Great episode. Thank you so much for doing it. One more time, Ole, where can they find you and what is the seminars you'd like them to check out?
Yeah, my website is dammegard.com or lightonconspiracies.com. Please put the whole name in. If you try and just write in the name, you get directed and stopped. You can't find it. I'm telling you. Even my domain name, oledammegard.com, that goes to a legal firm in El Paso. Welcome to my weird world. But anyway, lightonconspiracies.com. And the webinar is in April 18th to 25th. There's very limited spaces, so please. Now also through Sam, you will get an extra bonus. It's called the Dammegardian Experience, or how to free yourself from fear and unveil the world, to see the truth. I will really do my utmost to make that a life-changing experience. Beautiful, where you will hopefully, if you come fearful and all messed up, hopefully you will healed and full of hope and in your own power, whatever that is.
Ole, we love you. Great episode. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the info. And let's break down the episode. Ole Dammegard, I go, we'll go about an hour and a half. He goes, we can go over 2 hours. I'm like, okay. And then halfway through, bang, they shut it down because we're dangerous.
Dude, I remember the first time we interviewed him. It was about JFK, and you were so excited. I mean, he's still exciting now, but I remember the first time we had him on, you're like, hey, do you know who this is? And you're like, I'm like, no. He's like, do some research. He's very important.
He is important.
Yeah,
he's a good researcher. I was going to ask him about Bali arresting Bonnie Blue on porno charges, but I didn't know if that was in his wheelhouse.
She's getting charged for something?
Oh, she's arrested in jail. She's going to do a bang bus there.
What are they stupid?
Who?
Why would they do it in Bali? Are they retarded?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? That's almost, I wonder if that's even real. That's so dumb.
Yeah, dude, she's a porn star. Do you expect rocket science?
Yeah, no, but it's not really her running it, right? She doesn't run Bang Bus. That's like a whole...
No, she just had a bus that said Bang Bus.
Oh, okay. It wasn't bangbus.com.
It wasn't bangbus.com. It was Bonnie Blue's Bang Bus.
Did anything get recorded? Or
this guy is already ready to buy premium content.
Well, I looked
what
up.
What a fucking retard.
It was Apollo 17 is the one we have the footage of it. So it wasn't until Apollo 17. They've never purported it to
go to the events. Go to events.
So the
if you
footage
want
of
to
the
see me
liftoff.
live, go to
Not Apollo 11.
I'm going to be in New Year's Eve in Morris Plains, New Jersey, and then World War debate. It's always getting interesting. I'll tell you that right now. It's always interesting. So come down.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
I'll tell you later. It's getting interesting. It's a lot of fun. Fun and interesting. That's how we're going to do it, dude. And join us for the party. It's going to be intellectual Lollapalooza. If you want premium content, and I know you do, I do deep dives on some real shit. Whatever this is, Kurt and Sam experiment, and then deep conspiracy rewinds. Dude, Wanda Sykes being on that top 25 comics in the last 25 years is that's more offensive than anything Ole said. Johnny, talk about Cash Daddy's Patreon.
How he's killing it, man. He's he's started this thing now where he publishes his plays in like quarterly, and we just kind of follow along, and he's doing great so far.
It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down in terms of the market, but he'll tell you how to play it right to make some money, dude. Chaos Twins, dude. So excited about this. Taking a little longer than I wanted to, but I'm just so busy, dude. But it's looking good. It's magic. If you want something that's good for your kids, something they can read to learn about conspiracies, Chaos Twins is where it's at. And then we want to thank our good friends at Aqua Cure Hydrogen Brown Gas. We love it. I got to give a copy of my crypto banner. Aqua Cure Hydrogen Brown Gas, EMF Rocks. You gotta watch for that dirty electricity. We did a whole episode on it. Get them now. Protect yourself from that dirty electricity. And then, of course, Chemical Free Body. I love it. I take it every day. It keeps me going. Brain Supreme. Liked it. You love it?
I love it.
He
I
loves
love it. I love it, guys.
He's gay
Go
for
use promo
Supreme,
code.
bro. He's gay for Supreme. Go back and then just anything Sam Tripoli is on samtripoli.com. All my audio, all my video, anything you need is there. What else we got?
Hit that like button, subscribe, and go check out my podcast, XG Marks the Spot, please.
Johnny.
Broken Sim, listen to that podcast. It's a good podcast.
It's a fire podcast. Ole goes deep, man. Ole goes deep. It's very interesting that they'd use doubles and all that stuff because, like we've said before, Johnny, because you've said this, it's easier just to kill them, right?
Yes, and I wonder sometimes if, like Tyler Robinson, I think he may well think he killed him. Like,
I don't even know if he's real.
If he is real, though, to me, it's just as efficient for someone to think they did it, and he's just incompetent. So or they give him blanks or something. I mean, we know that that's happened where they give guys blanks in the past. Like there are examples of that. So, I don't know.
That, and I mean, if he is somewhere, I mean, he's obviously not on an island. He would be in Israel. They would just change his face up a little bit.
And he's got to speak Israeli. He's got to learn Hebrew or something.
No,
or
everybody over there
Yiddish.
speaks English
Yeah,
because
they
got to influence American politics.
You think him and Jeffrey would get
But
along?
it's got to be weird to go where like everybody, you're the center of attention now, like nobody cares. That's got to be a hard way to live your life.
Yeah, I don't think I could stay quiet. I'd tell people, I'm actually Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, they'll kill you though.
No, they don't care about it. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm the guy who did
Whatever,
this,
crazy guy, right? Whatever, retard guy.
You're that guy. I'm the guy who planned the bombing."
But it just lets you know sorcery
Oklahoma
is so
City.
deep in our culture. It's all energy manipulation, meant to just basically do what he said, make us scared and angry and full of anxiety, dude.
That's really the core truth, isn't it?
Yeah, that at the end of the day. So it was a great episode. I hope you guys